All right, yeah. So this is Tyler from Westside Fairytales, just coming in to talk to you guys about some stuff I've been into recently. Um, so I've started trying to publish one of my novels that you don't know about, probably even if you've been a longtime listener of the podcast, because it's one of those things that kind of play close to the chest. But I've been writing for years before I started Westside Fairytales, and I finished some books. I started trying to publish them probably about 2 years ago, and it's just like an ongoing long process. And I say 2 years, like I've been doing it 2 years straight, but honestly, I've probably put maybe 2 or 3 weeks of work into it total in that entire time space. But I've learned a lot of things, and so I'm making this video to kind of, and I'm going to make some other videos to kind of pass along some information I learned about querying agents, which is the first step in the process that I think everybody else can benefit from. So the topic of today's vlog is this 5 types of agents that you're going to run into while you're trying to query agents to help sell your book. There you go. That's a little intro music. I'm wearing my fucking pajama bottoms today, boys. Straight up pajama bottoms. It's a little ASMR. It's a little ASMR for you. So the first type of agent is the agent that's maybe dead. We don't know. So, if you don't know, finding an agent is one of the hardest parts about being published. You finish a book and you think you're done, and you actually have only even just opened the door and found a staircase full of other doors and levels and nightmarish labyrinths of shit you've got to do before you get your book into the hands of strangers who've never heard about you through a publishing house. It's real hard. And the first step's finding an agent. And so to do that, you get online, and there's all kinds of catching websites. You got like publishers. You got like Publishers Digest and Agent Query and Find Agent. And type in any 2 words combining agent and a synonym for finding or having or getting or wanting. And you found a website that has agents on it. And a lot of these are catch websites, which aren't even like, they're not even a real thing that the agents get on and put their information on there. They're aggregator websites, kind of actually very similar to podcast catchers that go out and they drain information from agent websites and then put them on there so that it's a more searchable cataloging form. Which it sounds maybe even a little shady, but I swear to God, there's no other better way to do it. Manuscript Wishlist is apparently one of the best ones. Query Tracker is good too. I don't know. I use Agent Query, or whatever the hell it's called. It's not important, because what I do is I basically open every single agent underneath my list, and then I pick one if they have something that's relatively into me, and then I go to their website and check them out. So once you go to their website and check them out, that's where you find your 5 types of agents. And the first one is an agent that might be dead, and you don't know for sure. Because you get on this guy's website, and it's a GeoCities website where the copyright is 2003, but it's still up, and no one really knows why. And all of the sending instructions are in mail, and they want you to send stuff via snail mail, which is it's a big flag in 2018, because the vast majority of agencies don't want you to send mail. Don't do it. If you're really excited because you're in your 60s and you're retired and you're excited and you heard all these great stories from your friends that you went to college with, like, oh, hey, I'm trying to get my memoirs published, and, you want to send in like a letter and stuff and make it real personal, don't do it. No one wants paper. It hurts trees. Most of it gets recycled. This industry is about rejection. They are just going to shut you down every time. And the best way to do it is to have you send something in paper that doesn't even go to somebody's desk. They just slide it right in the recycling bin. The less polite agencies won't tell you. The more polite agencies will be like, we proudly recycle every single paper query unopened. Which makes sense because nobody wants 80 pounds of manuscript on their desk. They want to look at, they go into emails, and then they just go one by one. Good, not good, not good, not good, good. Very simple. So yeah, I think sometimes agents just pass on, as people do. The business has been around for a while, and some people probably just kicked it in 98 and left their website up. So if you find a website that's really old, and it doesn't have email instructions, and you've never even heard of the books or the person, save yourself some time and don't bother querying them. If they really wanted you to query them, they'd probably have a much better website and easier instructions. If they are live, you're probably wasting both your time, and if they're not, you're definitely wasting your time because you're probably sending a query to a place that has a whole new office in it already, somewhere on Madison Avenue in Manhattan, where all of these things are. The second type of agent you're going to find online while you're searching for agents is the agent that may never have existed at all. So, the publishing industry is not maybe unique, but unique to a degree in the fact that there's an entire cottage industry set up around it of fleecing the ever-living shit out of hopeful writers. The vast majority of agents that you're going to run into are upstanding, decent people to whatever degree that the average human being is. And they all do stuff above board because it's like any entertainment industry thing. You run on reputation. If people find out that your reputation's garbage, they're going to shut you out of their circles that you need to be in to network to do your own job. So most agents, the vast majority of them, especially if they're in like actual agent representative like guilds and stuff, they're not going to charge you to read. They're going to have a website. They're going to have social media following. They're going to have authors that they're putting out right now. These people are going to have their fingerprints on everything because basically it's their running resume. They want people to find them, to sell them books, because that's how they make their money. And they want people to find them to try to sell them their books because that's how they make more money in the future. It's a continual cycle for them. So you're going to find agents on these websites with no directory. They have never published any novels. There's no author connected to their names, but they have an email and they have a phone number, and they want you to talk to them. Generally, you can ignore these people because, yet again, this entire fuck it. The air's running. The air's just running now. It's a vlog, dude. I don't care that much. If that's gonna kick you off and you're still watching this boring shit by then, dude, live with me. Live with me here. Live with me here in my heart. But yeah, it runs by reputation. So you're selling books because your books sell, right? Makes sense. The agent's going to be able to tell a publisher, because this is how this works. The agent goes up to the publishers because the publishers do not want to talk to writers, because every writer in the world thinks they got $1 million book, but maybe only 2 of them do. And there's 500,000 fucking writers out there who are all trying to spam queries at everyone. So the publishers don't even look at your shit if you don't have representation. So the agents are the gatekeepers to that. And if they don't have anything under their belt, then the publishers are never going to talk to them. That's why a lot of small agents and new agents, they join agencies and they come up and they build their lists under smaller agencies or larger agencies, depending on the job, before they go out on their own. So an agent that's just starting on their own and they have no experience in the business, they have no contacts, they don't have bosses that can vouch for them, they're going to have a real fucking hard time selling the book at all. Like, period. Because who do they know that's going to talk to them? Like, hey, I'm John. I've never heard of you, John. Where are you from? Wichita. And I got a great book from a guy and he's gonna sell it to you. I mean, I'm not saying it's not impossible. People can shop around, but it's weird if you find somebody that doesn't have any books to their name and stuff. That's weird. What's gonna be even weirder, and this might happen, is if you contact them, they're gonna say like, "Hey, what I do is I give reading lessons. I sell query looks. I do this, that, and that for you, but you got to pay me up front." Bail immediately. It's the oldest scam in the entertainment industry, period, is paying somebody who's supposed to make their money off of a percentage of what you make. Because basically what they're telling you straight up front is, I don't think that you're going to make any money, so give me your money now. And any legitimate agency is going to tell you, we do not pay to do reads. We do reads, that's our job. We read queries from people and manuscripts if we're interested. And then we bring them in to our circle, and then we sell stuff. We don't just take stuff. So there's going to be agents out there, and they may have never existed at all. You'll find names, you'll find contact information, but their websites are going to be shut down or have never existed. You're going to get 404 redirects. It's weird. Keep going. The third type of agent is the agent that is way too big for you. Way too big. You're going to see this agent from a mile away because they're one of the most powerful people in the publishing industry, and I'm sorry to say that they don't have time to rep you in between repping like fucking John Grisham and John Green and goddamn Stephen King and all these like high level names. So that's not to say that whoever reps those people aren't legit, and these people they're perfectly legit, but there's levels like anything, and you're going in on the bottom. So expect to be repped by people that are lower in the thing, unless somebody just sees some magic in you, or you get a reference from somebody. If you get a reference, you can go anywhere. But if you're like me, living in Louisville, and you're just going off the strength of your writing and hoping people are even going to get that far, couch your expectations. And a lot of the language that these people are going to use in their agent bios when you visit their website, which you're going to do, because if you don't do that, you're never going to get fucking signed, because you're going to be just spamming people, and people hate that, and they're going to hate you, and they're going to throw your shit right in the garbage. So don't do it. But you're going to go to their bio, and they're going to be like, "Hey, my clients, last year I had 15 clients on the New York Times bestseller lists. My clients made over $42,000 or $42 million in sales in just January alone. I'm handling foreign distribution rights for 5 novels, 16 screenplays, and blah, 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 blah. That sounds great. I want to be part of that team. I'm sorry, you're still in the minors. That's some major league shit." So what happens is, if you get successful, and I've learned all this from research, one day your normal low-level agent at a respectable but small boutique agency is not going to be able to rep you the way that you want. And so you're going to move up and try to get a better agent or a more well-connected agent. It's not necessarily something I'm going to do if anyone's listening to this, but it happens. Also, those people represent people that are already famous. So when they're talking about I'm putting somebody on the New York Times bestseller list on their first book, it's not because they found Gina Harmon living at old 1313 Nyheisel Road in Cincinnati, Ohio, and decided that her memoir about her 6 cats was the shit and it was gonna make it. It's because motherfucking Kourtney Kardashian said, "Hey, I want to write a book about red shoes that I've worn, and only those, and my experiences in those red shoes." And they're gonna say, "That's fucking amazing. I'm going to sell 15 billion of those. Yes, I will rep you. Can I get you a tea or a water while we sign the contract?" Because that shit's going to fucking blow up. That's New York Times bestseller every time. Just the nature of the industry. I write horror novels. I'm never going to be that famous. It's never going to happen. If I get signed at all, I'm going to be real happy with selling 4,000 books and going to motherfucking Williston, North Dakota, and talking to some people that used to read the newspaper I wrote for, and being like, "Hey, I made it." So those are agents. They're a little high for you. If they're the only agent at that agency, write them. There's no chance. There's no hope, or there's nothing to hurt yourself in like hitting up an agent that's way outside of your pay grade. But if they have other agents that are there, then you should check them. Speaking of other agents, the fourth type of agent is the agent that does not want to hear from you. Respectfully, leave this agent alone. And this is actually going to be most of the agents that are out there, because what you may not have realized in writing your book is that you have written your book in a genre for a certain type of audience, and that's the kind of book that you're trying to sell. It has very specific qualities. It is its own niche. It's a very, very tiny, perfect little thing. There's places for things and everything in its place. And not every agent reps every type of book. They might have broad interests that your book will fall into, but you're really trying to find the perfect agent, because this guy's going to read 15,000 queries over the next 2 months, and you want to make sure that whatever gets into his or her inbox is something that they're going to be interested in. So if you wrote, Gina Harmon's Book of Cats, and that's a nonfiction memoir about cats, don't send it to somebody looking for moody young adult science fiction or someone that's trying to write narrative nonfiction about movie stars. Like, it doesn't work. And you can try to side sell stuff, and sometimes that works, because there's always the sometimes that works exceptions that you'll see on the internet. But don't go for that. Play the odds that are in your favor. So the fourth type of agent that's online is the agent you shouldn't even bother trying to contact, because they're not interested in what you're selling. And it's not a slight against you, and it's not anything bad on their part. That's just the nature of the game. No one's going to sell a product that they can't sell, because also they're building up contacts, like we were talking about earlier, that are going to be in whatever field that they're in. So a woman that represents fashion, narrative nonfiction by journalists who work out of New York on human rights issues, and I don't know, some other Manhattan-y thing. Broadway, she has all those things, and she talks to all those people. They go to lunch, they drink at bars, they fucking go to fundraisers together, and that's how these people work and make their little connections. And then when the work day comes, they can be like, hey, do you remember I was telling you I had been thinking about trying to sell this fucking book about Kourtney Kardashian's red shoes? This bitch fucking called me up 3 days ago and said she's got that fucking book. And they're like, oh, no way, we will publish that. Bring it to the bid. And then they'll have bids on it. And, next thing you know, Random House is making a fuckload of Kourtney Kardashian money, because everybody wants to ride the K-train, baby. Everybody wants to ride the K-train. It takes you right where you need to go. But that said, the last type of agent is the best type of agent, and that's the agent you need to hit up, because they're the ones that are going to be interested in your shit. The fifth type of agent you're going to run into on the internet, they're the one, it's the agent that's interested. The best one. Your new best friend. So this is going to be an agent, and you're going to have gone through all the steps. You get on your little query websites, you click 50,000 links of people that are like, okay, fiction, thriller, click, 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 and then you go to every single one of those people's websites. You look at the entire staff directory for the agency. Maybe that one that you clicked on isn't right. Maybe you don't want and B, you want Steve C, because Steve C is actually into thrillers and horror, and she's only into cozy mysteries and, I don't know, fucking sick space operas. She loves fucking Star Wars and fucking Ewoks, and she wants to read a story where a guy can fucking explode and all the pieces of him fly across the universe and they become another version of him, and then all those versions grow up and then meet in 1,000 years and talk about their experiences. That's some high-level sci-fi shit. I came up with that. Don't steal it. That's my pitch. If you're listening out there. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. But yeah, you gotta find the one person that's interested. Find someone that gives a shit about you. And then you have to give a shit about them. Look them up, get on their bio, and do research. Why do they like thrillers and stuff? Don't get too creepy. Don't get on Twitter and LinkedIn and start talking. Don't send them messages about stuff. Everybody's trying to sell somebody something else in New York, I guess. which is like pretty much the rest of the world. So you're always fucking, everyone's always got a hand out for the pitch. They can give you the Heisman real quick. Get rid of this dude's query. He doesn't respect personal boundaries. Which, hey, I fucking messed up. I said, hey, I like your kind of music to a guy one time, and I think I fucked it up. He was like, no. It's like, come on, dude, I got twice the amount of Twitter followers you do. We could be friends. Even if you don't want to sign me, we could be friends. Who the fuck? Okay, seriously, who the fuck on earth likes Carpenter Brut? Or Brute. I don't know how to say their name. They're on the internet. It's a crazy ass 1980s style synthwave band. Who else likes them but me? And I guess that other guy. And like the 5 million subscribers on fucking YouTube. Sure. But you don't just run into these people on the streets. They're not just fucking giving Carpenter Brut shout outs here and there. I wrote a fucking book to that goddamn song. Or that goddamn band. Either way, those are the 5 types of agents that you run into on the internet. And, yeah, if any of you out there in the YouTube universe want to sign me for a book deal, all my information is at the bottom. But, yeah, for real, much love. And I guess I'll see you later. Bye.